All right, I have a question right now coming in off the Patreon page, and this reading has proven exceptionally challenging, but I've had to do some sort of off camera, and I'll share with you what I have at this point. But the question is, are there going to be COVID restrictions coming up? Are we going to end up facing a new wave of lockdowns or whatever? Now, this is the main body of what we get. So the center is the 10 of Wands, and the 10 of Wands is showing a burden, right? And it's going away from the reverse lovers and toward the reverse Ace of Pentacles. Now, the way that I am reading this currently, this isn't necessarily a lockdown, but this is giving people this huge burden of shit that they would have to do. So this might be like the vaccine passport type thing, or like all the businesses require vaccines or fucking masks or whatever. And here, I mean, it looks like, as I look a little further into it, that it's probably talking about vaccines, because here's this burden that the person has to bear. And the burden sort of comes from the reverse lovers, which is not making some sort of full commitment. And I tried to find out what the burden was. And we get the Knight of Swords, so that's the protection, which is probably the vaccine. Now, the supposed protection, right? Because the vaccines, well, I won't even go into it, but if that's your protection, then you're fucked, right? Because it's not much of a protection. So, anyway, this burden is probably going to be proving some sort of vaccination. It's not a lockdown, and it might not even be coming from the government, but from private businesses and whatever. And here, as it moves forward, it's the reversed Ace of Pentacles. And the Ace of Pentacles, this is like the card that shows up for people who start their own business or something like that. And it's like the source of that sort of business energy. This thing is upside down, showing a lack of that. So it looks like it's just meant to create a burden to keep people from essentially being able to make money or do business. Um, but I don't think it's a lockdown. I think it's just a bunch of restrictive shit that would keep at least unvaccinated people from being able to do anything. Now, I want to see just how widespread this is. We'll see the scope if this is local kind of stuff or if it is great world stuff. And just the fact that we have a minor arcana card, I think this is talking more local. So I don't think there's going to be like global restrictions this way. There will be countries where you can fucking just do whatever you want, and countries that will be very restrictive. But as I look at this, it might not even be coming from the government. This might just be pressure on private businesses to put these restrictions on people. And the four does show someone just sitting at home being bored. Now, I guess since I have the cards out, I might as well look at this wave, or supposed wave at least, of COVID. Let's just see the magnitude that it has. Is this a fucking plague, or is it just some stupid shit? And we get a temperance card. Now that's interesting because the temperance card is a major arcana card, so it is showing a more powerful magnitude. And the temperance card is usually about patience and understanding, like blending two opposites. So maybe this is just like a hybrid of a couple different strains of COVID that are fucking being blended together. Um, Also, I would take this to mean that it's also being like engineered, which everyone would say, duh. Okay. Well, I just want to see how dangerous it is, right? Because even if it's very pervasive, how dangerous is it? And we get a Three of Pentacles, and this is basically showing cooperation. I wouldn't take this as a dangerous card at all. Yeah. I mean, it would leave a mark. Just like this person drawing on that person's head. I think it would leave a mark. But this doesn't scream deadly to me. So I guess I am going to look just specifically at America because I'm in America. So let's just see what we get as far as how it would work here. And we get the Magician. One more kind of wants to come out, and that is the Seven of Swords. So the Magician, here's the performer, master of many skills and all of that. And the Seven. So this is also a performer in the Seven. And here they're being forced, right? So the Seven is all about pressure to perform when you're not necessarily ready. And the Magician is like the natural performer. Um, Geez, how would you even take that? I mean, I guess I would just take this as pressure to probably get a vaccine. But again, we're not looking at lockdowns, I do not believe. But it does look like people will be probably publicly pressured to get one. All right. Well, that's what we have here. And let me know what you think about this. And hopefully, there is no pressure on people to do any of this shit, but I guess time will tell. That's what we have for now, and peace.